We got a little breaking news on today's episode. Good morning, still morning, Chicago Bears fans. Breeze Nation, what is good? As we got an update to the Lamar Jackson saga. Lamar Jackson will not play versus the Chicago Bears tomorrow. We got to talk about how this is going to impact the game. Got to talk about how this is going to impact the division and why you still can't take this game lightly. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Big shout out to y'all, man. As this game now has a very different dynamic to it. And yes, this is the baby. Sometimes you got to play daddy daycare when you're at the crib and you still got to get this news out. So the baby is here. Say hi, son. Exactly. But no, listen, this is a update that, and it's tough, right? Because you don't want to sit there and go, oh my God, I'm so happy that Lamar Jackson isn't playing because I don't want to see what this Bears team looks like versus competition. I don't think that's the conversation that we're having here, right? I don't think this is you're trying to run away from the competition. Listen, I picked the Chicago Bears to win if Lamar Jackson was playing. I thought that, with what you've seen from this defense, that Dennis Allen still would have this team pretty well prepared to go in there and handle a Lamar Jackson. You're going to have to play good quarterbacks. You got good quarterbacks within the division that you're going to have to play. You got another game against Goff. Of course, you got to go up against Jalen Hurts this year. Like you're not going to avoid playing good quarterbacks. But what I do think this is it allows you to get a break, if you will, in the schedule and continue to build confidence as you're trying to stay in this NFC North race. That's what all of this comes down to for me. It's not avoiding smoke or ducking smoke. Smoke's going to come. It's the NFL. You're going to play smoke here in the next few weeks. And I also think we're in a very different position here with what we're dealing with quarterback-wise in the season where, right, last year you were playing some teams that it was like, okay, like, yes, you're 4-2, but you haven't really had a win that feels like you're supposed to get that win, or you haven't really had a win where it feels like you're confident in what the team has done. I don't think we're dealing with that right now. I think you're seeing as the season continues to go on, that Dallas team is a pretty good football team. Defensively, are they abysmal? Sure. I mean, Matt Eberflus is there. What'd you expect? But that Dallas team is showing to be a better football team than people have thought. The Washington Commanders, maybe the downfall began with us, but they were a good football team going into that game. So I feel like you have your statement wins already on the season, and now your goal is to try and continue to just build on that record. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love as always. Trying to get my chat to start working here, but if I can't get it, I will just read y'all comments. Tar Hockey with the $5 super chat. Shout out to you. He said, it'd be fair if both teams were at full strength, but with our defense, especially the secondary next to destroyed, at least it's somewhat balanced. And I think that's the thing too. This is not a cakewalk of a game. This does not make this game easier. This does not make this game what's the right way? This does not make this game, fully advantage Bears all of a sudden. I think that what this makes the game is I don't want to say even either, because they don't have their starting quarterback. That's going to be massive. But you're dealing with a ton of issues in the secondary. Bears are missing multiple pieces in their secondary. I mean, just about every single game that we've matched up in this year, when people are like, oh, well, you were playing a banged up so-and-so team. Yeah, I don't have one of the best corners in football out there either. You know what I mean? So it's not just your team that's banged up. So I think the excuses were coming no matter what if the Bears won this game. So I'm not worried about where the excuses are. What I'm looking at right now and what I'm talking about right now is a team that I believe can go in there and win and compete and continue to compete in this division. So for me, I think, with what we've seen, Snoop Huntley's going to get the start here. we know that he's still a talented quarterback. You know that he's still somebody who can get after you, and you have to be just as prepared for him. And what I love about what this coaching staff has done this season, what I love about what we've seen out of these guys, is that this entire week, there was nobody taking this game lightly. There was nobody sitting here going, oh, I'm so, we're going up against Snoop Huntley, so we don't have to deal with a tough competition, right? Like, nobody was feeling that way coming into this game. In fact, everyone was pretty much saying in that building that, hey, this is a team where John Harbaugh does not lose. This is a team, John Harbaugh's only had 2 losing seasons. What's the likelihood that he's going to continue to have all these losing or that he's going to continue to lose this year? He's probably going to figure it out. I think, to me, the biggest thing right now is for you to stay focused, to stay locked in. Yes, you do have an easier matchup at the quarterback. Doesn't change the weaponry. Listen, Derrick Henry, we've watched him win football games with bad quarterbacks back there by himself if the defense holds up enough, right? Derrick Henry's a monster that can put 3 touchdowns on you easily if you let him get himself going. He's the king for a reason. So I don't think that you can lose focus in this game. I don't think that you can take this game lightly in the slightest. I don't think that you can look ahead and say, oh my God, we've got this opportunity here to go win 3 games in a row. Like, you can't do any of that right now if you're the Chicago Bears. The most important thing that you need to do is focus on making sure you come out of this thing with a win, because how the NFC North is stacking up right now, and I was talking about this a little bit yesterday on one of our affiliate stations up in Janesville that had me on. The biggest conversation for this Bears team right now, I thought, was, okay, how do they hold suit in the division? As I start to look around the division, Detroit Lions still the class of the division, right? That is not going to change. That's not going to be different. There's nothing to say about that, right? Like, they're the class of the division. They're going to be the best of the best. The Packers look incredibly vulnerable. We've seen the Packers go into games versus the Arizona Cardinals. We've seen them lose to the Cleveland Browns, who Cleveland Browns, great defense, but that vaunted offense that people keep talking about, I think immediately got shut down there, and you're going to have to beat great defenses if you want to go out and win football games. I think that we've seen, the Minnesota Vikings are completely falling apart. I mean, there's no conversation even really to have there with the Vikings. And so for me, right, like, I look at this Bears team in a real position here to actually move up and gain ground in the NFC North. That's what this is all about. That's what this all comes down to me. How good are you going to be within the division? And can you find a way to put yourself in a great position to where, hey, you got to win at least 3 of your 4 remaining divisional games? Whether it's beating somebody once each time, whether it's sweeping Green Bay and finding a way to win one of the Lion and or Vikings game, like, you have to win 3 games no matter what. And so you want to put yourself in a position where going into those divisional games, you can have a little bit more footing. You can have a lot more confidence, which I think that's what this next 3 weeks is. Be able to build some confidence, be able to build up I keep going back to what the Commanders did last year after that Bears game. But after that Bears game, right, there were just so many games, so many moments where you would watch and just go, this team just believes that they got this. Build that. And I think we've seen that over the last few weeks, right? When you had the running game going, that offensive line, the confidence that Swifty had in the run scheme, the confidence that the offensive line had in being able to go out there and win their one-on-one matchups, and even some of the double team situations that Ben Johnson put them in, like, that's what you want to see. Once they got confidence on the quarterback as well, right? You saw the sacks start rolling in. And so, to me, right, I think this is another week where Al Harris should be putting the fingers up and saying how many turnovers we're going to get. I think that this is, you got a couple of players now, Snoop Huntley and Zay Flowers, who are willing to put that ball on the carpet. You know what I mean? Fumbles are always an option when you've got those two together, but you still got, this is a game you cannot overlook. So, to me, listen, it's going to be a tough game no matter what. I think I picked this game 28-21. I still stand there. I had this game at that, whether Lamar was playing or whether it was going to be Snoop. And the reason being because I just truly felt like John Harbaugh has a well-coached team that does not just get blown out and put out to pasture. They're going to come out and they're going to compete pretty well in this game overall. Like I said, let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you guys as well. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. What do we got here? I want to get to some of y'all comments as well in here. Let's see. Do we got any good ones? Y'all being homers, man. GTF out of here. Caleb numbers are terrible. I'm not giving up or asking him to ball out. Be consistent. That's all. Get them out of their feelings. Here's my issue with people who are having that conversation. Caleb is on track for everything that Ben Johnson did in Detroit. See, you look at the game in and game out. See, you don't look at the moments where Caleb is leading the team down for a game-winning field goal, puts you in a position to win, wins the game. You don't look at the moments where Caleb is leading the team down on a game-winning drive, actually punches the football in, defense holds out, you win the game, right? Like, that's the thing. Oh, Caleb isn't consistent. He hasn't had 4 great quarters of football yet. He did versus the Dallas Cowboys. We just don't want to give him credit for that. The biggest issue that people seem to be, biggest thing that people seem to be ignoring on a fairly consistent basis is Caleb Williams is exactly on track with where Jared Goff was at the beginning of this. Exactly on track with where Jared Goff is at the beginning of this. And so for me, I'm trusting the process. Guess what? We were all upset. Oh my God, we don't have a running back. We don't have a running game. How are you going to figure this out 7 weeks in? We've had 2 great running weeks and Kyle Monunga has been unlocked. You got to trust the process. I'm sorry that it's not Madden for some of you younger guys that haven't had to watch a football team develop. There's a lot of people that would have said throw Pat Mahomes in his rookie year. Does he become this same level of player if you throw him in his rookie year? Or does he become this player because he got an opportunity to sit behind and learn? Development takes time. It takes a process. And for me, I'm okay with that. I'm sorry that your 1985, how long you've been waiting, doesn't fit with the current timeline. I'm sorry that the amount of time that you've been waiting for the God-sended coach and a quarterback doesn't fit with Ben Johnson's timeline. But right now, Caleb Williams is right on schedule with everything that he did with the Detroit Lions. Except he's winning football games. Like it's what I love with some people in the fan base is you beg for what somebody else has, then you get it, and then you cry. You begged for him to do what he did with the Detroit Lions. Then he does it. In fact, he's doing better because in the beginning with the Lions, they were 1-5. You're 4-2 with the chance to possibly move into, we'll see what the Lions do this week, probably win, but like with a chance to, you're still in a chance to be second place in the division. And you're crying. Go wipe your tears off on your 1985 sweaters, sit back and let Ben Johnson do what he's doing. If you thought he was going to walk in here, flip a switch, and Caleb Williams was going to become Jesus Christ with a football, I'm sorry that your expectations weren't there. But you're seeing one of the best offenses we've seen on this Bears team in years work out. You're seeing actual scheme happen. You're seeing a running game develop with a running back that, let's be real, last year we thought was dead. And you're upset that it's not happening fast enough for you while you're 4-2 in the NFL right now. Go cry in your Ditka cereal and let Ben Johnson do his job. Lions first year didn't have Tooney, Rome, Loveland, Swift, and Edmonds, etc. No, they had Panay Sewell. They had Amon-Ra St. Brown. They had, and again, this first year Ben Johnson, not first year of Ben Johnson as the OC, not first year of the Detroit Lions. You had Panay Sewell. You had Amon-Ra St. Brown. You had Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift. You had pieces. That offensive line was the best offensive line in football by the end of that season. You're actually ahead of schedule for what he did in Detroit. And we're crying. Sit back and let him do his job. That was a Lions team that was top, that was 1-5 6 weeks in and finished out dominating. What could he do here? By the way, Ben Johnson is getting better. Dennis Allen is getting better. It's not just the players. Your coaching staff is getting better. I love how Yurko said it on the Bears podcast this week. It was, you know, you want the pass game and the run game to be perfect right away. You're just being greedy. You're just being greedy. Hey, man, I got to get up out of here. We got people coming over. I got a baby still here. Oh, my son laughing. What you laughing about, baby boy? Huh? Oh, well, okay. You want to keep laying down. All right. I got a baby to take care of. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Drop a bird down if you feel what I'm saying, man. And drop your prediction in the comments below. Where do you think that you're going to be? Where do you think this Bears team is going to finish out this game? As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Big Bear Dons. One love. Peace.